Hey everyone, I'm John Denver F. Bilirasa from BS Architecture 101. In our last discussion led by Brandon, we explore intercultural communication as the foundation for meaningful connection across diverse culture. Today, let's take it deeper. We'll explore intercultural dialogue, what it means, the key principle that guides it, and the imperatives that make it not just useful but necessary in today's world. But first, think about this. Have you ever been misunderstood simply because of your accent, your traditions, or even your beliefs? These are the small cracks that intercultural dialogue can heal, not by avoiding differences, but facing it with openness. Now, let's move on in its definition. According to UNESCO, intercultural dialogue is an open and respectful exchange of views between people or groups from different cultures. It is just more than just coexistence. It is about building bridges, deepening understanding, and strengthening communication. Scholars like Elias, Montessori, and Holmes emphasize that intercultural dialogue is not passive. It requires recognizing diverse perspectives while promoting respect, empathy, and social cohesion. Think of a society as a tapestry. Each culture is a thread with its own color and texture. If threads only lie side by side, the cloth frays. But if they are woven together, the tapestry becomes strong and beautiful. Intercultural dialogue is the weaving process, and the key principles are the weaver's hand. Now, let's move on its key principles. To make intercultural dialogue meaningful, Constantino, citing the Council of Europe, identifies six key principles. Let's reflect on each one. Number one, equal dignity for all participants. No matter what your background is, your voice matters. Imagine a round table, no head seat, no hierarchy. In real life, this looks like a classroom where both local students and a foreign student's opinion are taken seriously. Without equal dignity, dialogues turn into dominance, not exchange. Number two, voluntary engagement. True dialogue cannot be forced. Picture being dragged into a dance. Your body may move, but without rhythm or joy. The same is true in dialogue. People must willingly participate to be genuine. For example, people talk fails when group feel coerced, but succeed when community steps in voluntarily, ready to listen. Number three, openness, curiosity, and commitment without trying to win. Dialogue is not a debate. You don't enter to defeat someone, you enter to discover. It's like exploring a new city. You don't go to conquer it, but to be surprised by it. For example, a Christian and a Muslim sharing their fasting practices without claiming superiority. Leave the dialogue richer in understanding. Number four, readiness to explore both similarities and differences. Too often, we rush to say we're all the same. Yes, we share values, but we also have distinct identities. But both matter. For example, families across cultures value love and care, but one express it through huge reunions, another through private milestones. Honoring both prevents shallow harmony and creates real respect. Fifth, knowledge of one's own culture and others' culture. Dialogue is an exchange. You bring something and you receive something. If I don't understand Filipino hospitality, I can share it meaningfully with others. And if I know nothing of another's culture, my questions remain surface level. Knowledge deepens the dialogue, like trading gifts that have real value. Lastly, ability to find common language of understanding. This is not just about words. It's about shared meaning. Think of it as a sports. Players from different nations may not speak the same language, but on the basketball court, gestures and teamwork become their common tongue. In dialogue, we create a shared vocabulary of respect, symbols, and empathy. Together, these six principles are not rules on paper. They are practices. They guide us in weaving the tapestry so that dialogue becomes more than talk. It becomes a transformation. Now, let's move on the imperatives of intercultural dialogue. The questions ask, why intercultural dialogue so important? What makes it necessary? The answer is simple. Number one, it enhances understanding. Why it matters? It dismantles stereotypes by replacing assumption with specific knowledge. For example, in a studio class, an exchange student describes a festival. Instead of saying, that sounds odd, classmates ask about its meaning and origin. They learn that the celebration commemorates a historical survival story, not superstition. Number two, facilitating reflection. Why it matters? Dialogue holds up a mirror, so we rethink our own norms. For example, a community forum on a public space shows people from different backgrounds value different uses of parks. This reveals hidden assumptions about who a park is for. So, number three, promoting respect. Why it matters? It respect lowers hostility and opens cooperation. Scenarios such as like a team that is having a clash over a holiday schedule starts acknowledging each person's important dates, creating a shared calendar where conflict drops. Number four, encouraging inclusion. Why it matters? Inclusion prevents tokenism and ensures everyone shapes decision. For example, a barangay meeting invites elders from a recent migrant group to co-create flood plans, rather than only informing them afterwards. The plan becomes more realistic and accepted. Number 5. Developing competence. Why it matters? Skills in dialogue are workplace and civic strengths. For example, a design firm hires people who can work across cultures and avoid costly project misunderstanding. Number 6. Supporting reconciliation. Dialogue helps communities process historical wrongs and imagine new futures. Scenarios like when two neighborhoods with a past conflict hold storytelling nights, residents begin to name harms and process shared remedies. Number 7, building peace and cooperation. Trust at the everyday level reduces the chance conflict escalate. Scenarios like cross-cultural youth project that builds shared objectives, such as cleaning a river, creating durable friendship that later help when political tension rise. And lastly, addressing global challenges. Problems like racism, migration, and climate change cross borders. Dialogue is how diverse stakeholders can find collective responses. Scenarios such as farmers like from different ethnic groups coordinate planting schedules after discussing climate impacts, reducing crop loss. Now let's move on the pillars of intercultural dialogue. To sustain intercultural dialogue, UNESCO identifies two main pillars. At the macro level are structural domains, such as freedom of expression, good governance, equality, social cohesion, and nonviolence. These provide the environment where dialogue can even take place. At the micro level are supporting domains, inclusion, leadership, coherence, values, and competencies. These are the daily practices that individuals must live out. Both levels must work together. Laws can protect speech, but without skilled people listening and with openness, those rights stay empty. Likewise, even the best listeners can be silenced under unjust system. It's a partnership between structure and practice. In short, intercultural dialogue is not just about talking. It is a bridge. A bridge built on principles like equal dignity, openness, and shared language. A bridge strong enough to carry the imperatives of understanding, respect, and peace. If we ignore these principles, walls of division rise higher. But if we embrace them, those walls turn into doors. Doors that leads to respect, empathy, and shared humanity. So the challenge I leave with you is this. At your next encounter with someone different from you, will you build a wall? Or will you weave a thread of in the tapestry? The answer shapes not only your own relationships, but the world we live in together.